Oh, it's really like that? Maybe I need to leave. You got me misconstrued if you do truly believe that the portrait that you painting of me makes any sense. Bullshit coming out of your mouth, there's no mince. To cover up the waste that's spewing out of your face. It's toxic, the man who hates love, he mocks it. Man of two worlds, dog, I'm on that Spock shit. I ain't insecure, but I have no reason to knock shit about you. I see your potential, why should I doubt you? Unless I really doubt me in the attempt to out me of responsibility. That's what you're doing, don't you understand? It's killing me. Fuck if you ain't feeling me. Give me my damn respect. Need to look in the mirror and do you a check. Trying to come fuck me up just cause you feeling a wreck. Coming at my neck like a massage of death. Damn fam, you wanna take my breath? Like what the fuck, yo? You frustrated, I can see you feeling stuck though. You talking shit and I'm still trying to change your luck though. All is forgiven but you don't know how to act. I got some shit to do, you know what matter of fact? I got some shit to do, you know what matter of fact. Come on, I got some shit to do, you know what matter of fact.
Like, yo, cause we had done this joint called, God, what is it called? I don't even remember, but it was about after,
Carnivores?
After Castile had been killed by the police. It was about all the police brutality.
Oh, that wasn't Carnivore?
Yeah, Carnivore.
Yeah.
I thought you said Commodores.
Oh, no.
Commodores.
No.
Yeah, Carnivores. We did that. And
Mm-hmm.
then he was like, yo, man, we should do something about Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And then I played, where is this?
Oh, so he already sent you something to it.
He needs to send it to me right now because he wants Cyte on it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. When you made this?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
At the beginning, you already got me already. Oh my God. Who sampled this? Oh, did you just say on this beat?
I don't know. It's on the laptop
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I hope he sends it to me. So well, you know what? I'll just record Cyte's verse and then send it to him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I told him, I was like, yo, my new rule, we gotta get shit out. Like, no more sitting on nothing no more. Like, yo, you want to beat? Let's get it out. Like, we can't talk about Charlottesville 3 weeks from now.
You right.
You know, but Cash is on it because when I hit him with the Carnivore joint, I was like, I want something about, you know, all this stuff going on. Can you get it back to me by Monday? He was like, done. So Cash is good, and if Cyte wrote his verse, then we doing this. Then
Wait, so you and Cyte doing an EP?
well,
Or
now
this
it's the
album?
album.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what he's recording. He didn't bring it, but he's got Bezos beats. He's got your beats. I think he got like 2 Jace beats, a couple of Trust beats. So I don't know what we're recording because I told him to send it to me so I could load it, but he never got a chance to get it.
Y'all EP, I'm still rocking too.
He ran his verse today too. The joint, or you want to just lay it?
I don't know. Why are you trying to get on?
No, I'm saying the one for our joint. Too.
Yeah. Play some joints. Let me know what y'all think.
got some.
It's something I started, but I ain't like it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, me too. Hey, like I'm like.
I ain't finish it. See, you only got 2 pads on it.
Oh, what that mean?
I mean, it's just nothing but picking in the hi-hat. I ain't even add a snare to it.
Now, what didn't you like about this?
Right.
What was it that you were
You
like,
know, my
oh,
problem
this is not. This is,
I'm
I
like
can't.
Dilla, man. What Dilla say? I rock around 92 BPMs. This 104. So I think whenever I get to a certain tempo that's too fast for me,
like,
I don't. That's why when people are like, yo, I need to be like 100. I'm like, it's gonna take a minute because I don't know. I just don't like. What about you? You like do that?
No, I go from the lowest I've been to 60.
Okay.
Highest I've been is 172. No, 200. 200.
Now 200 double time or real 200?
Just the tempo?
Yeah.
Yeah, 200 BPM.
But what I mean is you flipping it. Like back in the day on the ASR, before we had swing, we would take a beat that was 60 and make it 120, so that it kind of had the double. It kind of had a swing. Is your 200 really 200 beats per minute, or is it 100?
No, it's really 200.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, yeah, you going fast, man.
That's the highest I've been. I haven't been that high in a while. But I stayed between 82 and 78 and 110.
Yeah, I like that.
What happened to that other one?
Oh, this.
Nah, that other one you just turned
Up
off.
tempo?
Nah, that
You had that one that was right before this one.
This?
Yeah.
I like this.
He was like, nah.
Yeah, that's
fuck
him.
that.
Yo, he don't like it, yo.
Again, it's 93, so.
It's so smooth.
You like this?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I feel
Why am
stuck.
I getting Bonita Applebone
I feel
vibe
stuck
from
in
that?
that sort of time, like that 70s, you know, that vibe. I get caught in that.
It sounds like some Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah. Sometimes I secretly think I just want to be a soul singer. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wish I wish I could do that, but I'd be like, you ain't got the pipe for that shit. So it's like, yo, just spit that rhyme.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's almost like you can't win for losing. Like they want to keep you in a box, but then they get mad when you stay in the box.
Yep.
And it's like, but yo, with everything going on right now, how can you almost not be political? Like,
Right.
some days I'm on Twitter like, yo, can I really tweet about my website and all this stuff is going like.
You know,
You right. Yeah. That's why I be wanting more people to make music about what's going on in our current world right now.
That's what the fuck is about.
So then it's like I need to start following people on CNN and I feel bad. Like, yo, I'm sitting here like, yo, listen to my mixtape and you know, this shorty just got killed in
Real
Charlottesville.
shit happening,
Right.
and you know, I think people are afraid of that. There's always gonna be people who are afraid of edgy music because they're like, oh well, can we sell it? You know what I mean? It's kind of like with Marvin Gaye's album, with that What's Going On album. Like
Barry thought it was
Barry was
crap.
like, nah,
He was like,
that's
this the
not
worst
gonna work.
thing I ever heard.
and he didn't understand. He didn't understand like the sentiment of the people. Like he didn't get what was going on with the people, and that Marvin captured the vibe of the time. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know the hard part is, bro, when people are trying to eat now more than ever, it feels like you're always in that place of. I'm sure there's a lot more football players who want to join in with Kaepernick, but they're so worried about how does this affect my bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, how does this affect? And then when we go back to when Marvin did what's going on, we gotta look at the difference. Black folk. Dope book to check out. The Death of Rhythm and Blues by Nelson George.
Yes.
When black folk.
Oh my God, that book is. I want to read it again. That's how good it is.
When black folk, when there was segregation, all we had was us.
Yep.
We had to stick together. We had to live in this community. We could only go to this store. We could only go to these places. So what happens is when we hear something that's speaking to us about Vietnam and everything that Marvin was talking about, we go out and we support it.
Right.
Now with black folk, I don't know if black folk are even woke enough to understand, let me go out and support this music that's talking to what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? I don't know if what's going on does the numbers it does if we had Apple Music back then and you didn't buy records, you just streamed. I don't know if what's going on makes the same cultural imprint it does if the people at that time ain't woke enough to even care about it. Because all that stuff went on in Charlottesville, but the majority of my timeline is still like nothing happened.
That's true.
So back in those days, we had to be woke. You know, that's all we had.
Yeah.
All we had was the music. All we had was the black radio station, because the black radio station told you where you could shop, where you could go, everything like that.
Right.
You know, I did a tour in Anacostia with my teens, and you know, this guy who did it, this white guy who did the tour, he was like saying like, yeah, this is the road where it stopped, and that's where black folk couldn't go past this. You know, and our movie theater was there, and the white movie theater was there. You know what I mean? So when you're living like that, it puts you in a different mindset, because you need things to inspire you and keep you moving. You know what I'm saying?
So if Jay would have did instead of 444 and did something so political, you think it would have worked?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if whoever does whatever, because I don't know if the world cares anymore.
What is working? Yeah, like,
you know, the world cares so much about loving hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know me, I live on Twitter. You know, Monday night, I know trending is gonna be Booby and Keisha. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something off of Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, he on there. That's right.
Booby and
Okay.
Keisha Cole,
Oh.
or Booby and old girl Brooke Valentine. Like, I can tell what's on TV just by being on Twitter and seeing what's trending right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, I don't, because we have so much at our fingertips now, I don't know if what's going on would be accepted in the same way as it was when it was done, what, 40, 50 years ago.
Right.
You know?
I think when I was younger, I had this delusion in my head that one day I was going to be able to write a song that could change the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a delusion, but you start to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of artists who want to bring the world together and who have to talk about, you know, the ills of society and things like that. Like, they want to bring the world together through their music. And I think as I got older, I started to realize that maybe it's not about if I make a song and everybody drops their guns. You know what I'm saying? That's a fantasy. But if I can individually talk to people and try to turn something on, at some point in time, you know, you feel like the momentum has to swing the other way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if, like, you know, it's kind of like, it's that concept of that woke concept. You know, I don't, you know, sometimes people be like, oh, well, this person's woke and he's more woke than this person. It's like a contest of wokeness.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is not, this is distraction. This is not really the real thing. This is, you know, kind of the thing that's, it's almost kind of like the commercialization of realness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the commercialization of, like, just the same way that happened to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, when hip hop started showing up on McDonald's commercials and things like that, how it was perceived culturally in the minds of the people, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, now like, ooh, that's not dangerous anymore. This is now little girls can, you know, out in the suburbs, little white girls can like have hip hop dance.
Right.
And you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same. Like, so
It's safe now.
it's safe, and that a part of it has to not be safe, because that is the part that is the culture trying to, I think what's at the base of all hip hop culture is the attempt to elevate all of society. Like, that's what, you know what I'm saying, we don't like this shit, so we're trying to kind of cultivate these minds in people to hopefully kind of have like like a balloon effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hook enough people up and our minds change, and then, you know, hopefully, you know, the world changes. I think that's the theory.
But the other bug part too is that nowadays we're so caught up on numbers. And not saying that we haven't always been, because we have. You know, from when I used to work at the radio station and and I would get the Gavin and Hits were like the billboard of radio. So Gavin and Hits were like where you would look to see what songs were charting on the radio or whatever like that. So we've always been concerned with numbers. How many units did you move in this amount of time? With PMD saying 30 days later the LP went gold. We've always been in love with numbers, but I think we're in love with numbers even more now. And the only thing that my biggest thing about numbers is that's great, but like something you said is that message getting to everybody. You know, even the men's group that I teach in the hood, I was getting worried because like my numbers were dwindling. Some of the men were getting jobs. Some of the men don't want to come because they don't want accountability. You know what I mean? I get it's like one of the reasons why aren't there a lot of men in church? You know what I mean? Because they really don't want accountability. You know, we like doing the dumb stuff we do. If the church is 80% women and 20% men, probably 10% of the men are only coming because their wives is making them come. Right, you know, and maybe the other 10% really want to be there. But so eventually my supervisor was like, yo, we're going to chill with the men's group until September so we can regroup and get the numbers up. And I'm like, that's cool. But also keep in mind that whatever I'm talking to the men about, whether I got 50 or 1, it's the same message. And maybe on that day, that one person needed to hear that message without 48 other people being around. You know what I mean? And that's where we have to get to. But so many people are caught on numbers. I mean, even in the church, it's like, how many members you got? How many people in, you know, how many people in your congregation? I'm not tripping off the numbers. You know, from the episode we did on MCs, why do MCs got to retire after a certain age? I posted something and this dude got at me. He was like, yo, you should stop rhyming if you over 40 and you don't have X amount many subscribers on your YouTube channel. You don't have X amount of listens. And I'm just like, but who cares? But that's what I mean by we're so caught up on numbers from people my age to my teens. One of my teens came in and was like, oh, Mr. Kill, you got 8,000 people on Twitter following you. Okay, cool. Now, if I would only had 200, they would have been like, ah, Mr. Kill, you whack, man. So from a 12-year-old to a 50-year-old, all we're concerned about is numbers. Not really changing people's lives. Not really if only 2 people hear your song and it makes them do something different with their life. To me, that's more important than if you got 100,000 SoundCloud plays. Yeah. But nobody cares about that.
I care
because it's a right. But what I'm saying from the outside looking in, but that's like what we did that podcast when you said you wish you would have been on it with artists versus entertainers. Yes, there's a difference. Some people just rap to rap because they're like, hey, it's a way for me to get out the hood. So if I don't have X amount of subscribers, if I don't have X amount of plays, then nobody's buying it. I might as well forget about it. That's the entertainer. Or maybe not even entertainer. I don't know what you call that. Yeah, that's what that is. But I mean, the artist is the one who is going to stay no matter what. That's right. The artist is the one. God could come down here and tell me today, you ain't going to never sell a beat. And you think I'm going to start selling records or giving away equipment? Nah. But that money, there's a lot of people who would. There's a lot of money who would start selling their records. No, I wouldn't start. Start doing that because that's what their goal is. And that's the hard part where we are right now is when people, when I'm teaching her, is learning to find your goals that are your goals. Not everybody else's goals. What are your goals? So like you said, if your goal is to make music that changes people, you're doing that. You're doing that. The hard part is when sometimes you don't hear back. That's one of the things that I'm always asking people and really trying to push more into Twitter now is, you know, almost, I don't want to say giving people their roses while they can smell them, but it is almost like that. You know, when I wake up and I get DMs like, yo, man, dope content. Or, yo, that podcast was dope. That's what keeps me moving. Right. Because I don't, sometimes you think, is anybody listening? Right. You know, even though I love doing the podcast, I would do the podcast because I enjoy chopping it up with everybody. And if nobody listened, I would still do it because it's fun to me. But it makes it even better when somebody is saying, yo, that's a dope topic or that was a dope show. And that's where we have to get into the mindset of doing it. I feel like we moved away from that. We moved away from being fans. Everything is so hard now that I can't be a fan. You go to a rap show and it's just like people like this. And I'm like, yo, if I pay $50 for this ticket I'm jumping up and down and I'm
Come
gonna
on.
get paid
That's
the next
right.
day.
That's right.
Because I'm a fan of this person's music that I went to. But it's almost like we're not fans anymore. And again, being an old man at the club, in my day, you went to a record store and the people who worked there were DJs. So you could walk in and talk and have an intelligent conversation with somebody because there was a certain amount of love there. The people who worked for the source were hip hop heads. So there was a certain amount of love there. Now we're in a place where the people where they work, these people aren't even fans of the music. You know what I mean? I forgot Black Thought sent out an article and they said they messed up his name. I mean, there's so much stuff where people don't even know the acts. It's like, hey, you want to interview the Roots? Never heard a Roots song. Hey, you know, and it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. So it's like nobody wants to be a fan. So that's why it's like when dude sent me the thing, I was like, let me check out his podcast. Yo, dope podcast, my dude. Like, yo, like, let's inspire each other to keep doing that. Because as an artist, we all know we need somebody to say that's dope. Even if in your heart of hearts is dope, it still don't hurt to hear. So I know I'm a dope father, but it don't hurt when she tells me you're a dope dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? So sometimes we need that, and that's what we're not giving enough people. You know, that's why I'm able to connect with so many people on Twitter. Because if you follow me, I'm gonna follow you back. I'm gonna check out your stuff, and if it's dope, I'm gonna shout you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody be like, yo, I want to get on your podcast, but yo, you know, you be having all your peoples from Philly. I'm like, dog, half these people I don't even know. I've never met face to face. We just kicked it on Twitter. You know, and it just popped off. But the dope thing is that people think that. People think the vibe that we got going, these must be your homeboys you grew up with.
Right.
And it's like, nah. Not at all. Not at all. You know?
It's all about the, you know, the culture of it. Like we have a similar, you know, disposition. Like we feel we have a hip hop mind. You know what I'm saying? We've been affected by the hip hop mind, and that is something that exists, you know, here across the ocean. You know what I mean? Like everywhere. You know what I mean? Like everywhere. It gets in everywhere because it's, I don't know. It's one of the most powerful cultures I think on earth.
Yeah, it is. And then the other thing is not being afraid to reach out. Because other people be like, I get on Twitter, I don't know how to just jump into the conversation. I'm like, you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hit somebody up like, yo, you got dope beats, man. DM like, yo, if you want, let's do a beat tape or something. Let's throw something out. And it's like, I bet, let's do. You know, but those things, and it's like, you know, me, just like with the EP, let's do it for free. Because then it's like, well, how are we going to split the money? Well, let's just do it and even from the thing that started these meetings was Jazzy Jeff's playlist. And I mean, if I could get something put on the wall, like Jeff said, give some away, sell some, but die empty. Like I can never get tired of hearing that speech from Jeff of just die empty. Because it's like you got 5 albums in you, but you don't want to put them out because you don't know how to market them or sell them. Yeah. Give some out for free. And like Jeff said, sell some, but die empty. Like don't die with a whole bunch of music left in you and stuff that nobody heard. You know, and that, I mean, that's just it right there. Is to die empty. Is get that music out there. Don't worry about how many views you got or how many followers you got or whatever like that. Get out there. You know, there are people who I talk to every day that got 62 followers. But there are other people on Twitter that's like, nah, I won't follow dude. He got 62 followers.
That's crazy.
You know, but the mindset would be, well, I'm going to follow him because he's going to retweet my stuff out to what? It's 62 followers?
It's all about status on, you know, on that too. It's
yo,
like,
social media is nothing but a high school lunch.
It is.
That's why I don't care. I don't take it personally that I have like 200 some followers. Like, I don't like. Am I really supposed to look at this number and be like, oh, I'm fucked up? Right. You saying like,
a lot of the people that you are following, a lot of them ain't gonna retweet your stuff. A lot of them not gonna support what you do. So at the end,
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
So I don't got, and you said the politics of it, I don't got no kind of time for it.
But that's what it is. It's the lunch table of the cool kids, the kind of cool kids, and the non-cool kids. Yeah. And if you don't have a certain number, you ain't in the cool kids squad. Whereas I'm like, again, I'm not on Twitter to follow my favorite celebrity. I'm not on Twitter to follow somebody with 1 million followers.
Right.
I'm on Twitter to connect with like-minded people, to put out dope content, and to be inspired.
Right.
So I don't care if you got 5 followers. If me and you can chop it up every day about a dope topic, that's all that matters to me. But that's what I mean by most people are so caught up in the numbers.
See, to me, Mary is one of those artists who I don't know if she really understands and knows what she is. I don't know if Mary's an artist.
What?
Oh man, to say that to him is
What?
No.
Are you kidding me? You don't think Mary's an artist? Why?
I think Mary's an entertainer.
Get the hell out of here.
Now,
Are
keep in
you
mind,
saying?
hold tight. There's nothing wrong with being an entertainer.
No, there's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong.
But I don't see how you say that Mary's not an artist.
Peep this.
Okay.
In my definition of an artist.
Okay, maybe we got two definitions.
Right, that's probably all it is.
Yeah.
As an artist, I'm thinking you are constructing things from the ground up. So I believe an artist, 9 times out of 10, not all the time, is writing their own stuff.
Okay.
You know, I believe an artist sees what their direction is and where they want to go. I don't know if Mary sees that. I don't know if Mary can sit back and see, and I don't know. These are assumptions. I don't know because I see Mary jumping all over the place. I see Mary being Mary for the first 2 albums. By the 3rd album, it's like, okay, I got to get with Face and Jimmy Jam because she did Not Gonna Cry. So now I'm big.
You getting that commercial thing,
I gotta
right?
come over here. Now, I don't know if that's Mary. I don't know if that's the label. This could easily just be Mary saying, hey, you know what? I want to work with Babyface. It easily could be that. Or it could be the label saying, I see Mary being more of a follower than a leader.
Really?
Well, people, again, I don't know. Why did she start going to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis?
Well, but first of all, she couldn't work with Puff no more. So after that, it was so many people that wanted to work with her after What's the 411. Puff was like, nah. He was like, you not working with them. You working with me. That's it. You working with the Hitman and that's it.
My Life with
so
Chucky.
then we got My Life with Chucky. So then after the breakup happened, and because she made Not Gonna Cry, her and Puff was still good.
Okay.
So everything was straight. So when she left and got with, what's his name, Steve Stout, and he was doing It Was Written during that time, and he was doing Share My World.
Okay.
So Mary was like, yo, I want a commercial sound because My Life and What's the 411 was for us. That was us. She was like, I want that commercial sound, but I still want to be Mary. Okay. So now she like, I can't get Chucky no more. I can't work with him. So who can give me that same Mary vibe, but it can be commercial? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Because we know Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis can go to different artists and give them a sound. Like he did that with Janet, he did that with New Edition.
So Mary directed that.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. Okay. She wanted, and Steve Stout made it easy. It was easy because, like you said, the Babyface joint kind of really captivated me.
I have no idea. It's just an assumption, but I know Mary has, because then when that sound floundered, then it was like, let's do the other album and get Puffy and them back in pocket. What album was that?
Oh, The Love and Life.
The Love and Life album.
I wasn't too happy with that.
Was that Mary again? This is what I mean by floundering. It's like you with Puff, then you with Jimmy Jam, then you with Babyface, then with the breakthrough, now you're going to Ninth Wonder, now you're going to the Justice League. It seems like, you're just hopping on whatever sound is dope. With the Mary album, oh, Lauryn Hill is popping with the production now, with Whitney and them, so let me get Lauryn. You see what I'm saying?
All I can say really wasn't even for Mary. That was for Whitney. So Mary was like, Lauren was like, yo, I got a song, here you go, you want to, and Mary was like, yo, it giving me that Stevie, which the Mary album gives you that vibe. She's like, it worked.
I'm just saying, you're floundering all over the place. Now, if you as an artist are choosing, hey, I want to work with whoever's hot at the time. Here's my thing, and just my opinion. As an artist, I don't want to work with whoever's hot at the time. I want to work with whoever's hot, which is a big difference.
That's a personal
thing. Usually when I'm looking at people say, oh, I'm working with this producer, even this new album, DJ Camper, like, dope stuff.
Right.
But did Mary say, I want Camper? Or was the label saying, this is what you need? Because it's just
they tried to tell her what she needed for the London session, and it didn't work. So I think Mary was just like, yo, I want to do my own thing with this one.
And again, I don't know. I'm just saying throughout how many CDs does she have? I lost count. She has 13 CDs.
13,
and for the most part, they're all over the place. So again, I don't know if that's the label saying that, because I mean,
when you think it's all over the place, like I'm
just saying production wise. If we broke out all the CDs and looked at all the producers, each CD for the most part is going to have a different array of producers. So for instance, when Cyte blows up, if Cyte decides, hey, I don't want Kill producing my whole album, that's cool, but I should get a track though. I mean, this is my man. I should be able to get a track. You know what I mean? So you work with all these producers throughout all these years,
Right.
and you never wanted to call up Brian Michael Cox like, what's good? You ain't want to call up Chucky like...
I mean, Chucky has been on every album since my life, though. He's had a track on it except this new one, but he's been on every one except the last maybe 3 that Mary's done, but he's been on every one. Rodney Jerkins has worked with her since Share My World, so he's been a one from the quote-unquote beginning, but it just like when she got back with Hitman, it just didn't work.
When I feel bulk-wise Mary, I don't feel bulk-wise she's bringing those people back. It's like a good restaurant. Like, what's your favorite restaurant?
That's a tough question, man. Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. Okay. How often in a year do you go to Olive Garden?
I don't know, man. It depends on how much money I'm
If
making.
money wasn't an option. If money wasn't an option. If money wasn't an option.
Man,
How often would you go to
I
Olive
don't know,
Garden?
man. I go maybe like once every 2 months or something like that.
He's good. Right now, I'm addicted to sweet and sour shrimp from the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, you
over
just
by
said you were
Giant.
saying you
I'm
were telling
addicted to
me.
that.
Yeah,
I go once a week.
Right.
That's like my once a week. I don't care. I'm eating this fried shrimp. That's once a week.
Right.
Because I love it.
Right.
Okay. If I love a producer's sound,
Right.
you gotta be getting more. Chucky deserves more than one track. Chucky Thompson is one of the dopest producers ever.
Absolutely.
He deserves more than one
Absolutely.
track.
Yeah.
Rodney Jerkins, one of the dopest producers ever.
Right.
He deserves more than one track.
Right.
So I feel like you almost trying to do the Jay-Z thing. You're getting all the Swiss beats, woo, 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 and then grabbing the one DJ Premier to say, hey, I'm still hood, y'all. You see what I'm saying?
She is like the Jay-Z kind of, like, she's at the top of what she does.
And that's all I'm saying, that if you really love a food, you're going to eat it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you really love mac and cheese, you're gonna make sure mama make more than one thing of macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving.
But can't you be able to evolve as an artist? So it's like you don't want always the same producer, because maybe
That's cool.
Because maybe Chucky was still giving her stuff that she felt like was my life and Mary material.
Again,
so I'm like,
and again,
I'm not gonna
keep
get
in
that.
mind, these are all assumptions because
Right.
none of us know.
Right.
I'm just saying that. Here's the thing. I was in the studio with Chucky for that joint.
Yes.
Chucky got some shit. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
Okay. Chucky
yeah.
got some stuff.
Right.
So that right there deflates that.
Okay.
He got some bangers.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if, you know, and again, I feel like here's the thing. It bothered me kind of when Beyonce did Diva and she was messing with whoever that producer was. I think it was like Lil Wayne's. But yeah, Bangladesh.
Yes, yeah.
You know, now I love Diva. That song bangs. But with Beyonce, I'm like, but you're the leader. Like, you're supposed to be telling us who to work with. Not just working with who's ever hot at the time. That's the business side of things. And a real artist is always going to collide with the business side of things.
Yeah.
Because the artist, if somebody tells Cyte, you need to get with Mike Will Made It, and he don't like Mike Will Made It, there's going to be an argument that happens between him and his label.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, I just don't know if Mary is like, this is where I want to go, this is who I want to work. Because I feel like that artist is keeping his or her ear to the streets.
Yeah,
Not just ear to the radio,
Right.
but ear to SoundCloud. To hear a new producer, to hear a new sound. Because as an
Well,
artist...
she got a couple on there on the new one, though. But
And again, I've been going through the credits. I'm just saying that as an artist... You're keeping your ear to the streets, not the radio, but to the streets to hear what else is out there, you know, because I'm leading the way. I'm telling y'all who y'all should be, who y'all should be working with. Y'all don't tell me to get with Mike Will Made It or Bangladesh or whoever else is coming out of Atlanta, Booming Metro or whoever these people are.
Right.
I tell y'all who to work with because I'm Mary J. Blige.
right.
She the queen of soul, right? That's like the king on the Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you the king. You tell us who to get with. You don't. That's why I was glad Jay rocked with No ID, because I heard he was doing some album with some producer out of Atlanta. And I'm like, nah. Like, nah, Jay, you Jay. You know what I mean? Don't. Now, if you like Metro Boomin, no problem. Get a Metro Boomin track. But that's my only question. Do you really like Metro Boomin? Do you really like, you know, Bangladesh? Do you really? And if you say yeah, then no problem. Do your thing. But how many artists do that? And that's all I'm saying is that through 13 albums, I just think you need some type of cohesion. You know what I mean? Because we all say the best albums are made when you're working with one producer and one singer, or one producer and one MC. So if we agree upon that,
we agree. That's very true.
You know, if we agree on that, then why is Mary's career so scattered with just grabbing anybody? I got one Raphael Sadiq over here for the breakthrough, which is crazy. That joint is crazy. No more Sadiq.
Yeah, he was on.
What else was he on?
He was on shoot. Strong Release Tear. He's on The Color, the joint Out of Pressures. He's on that. After that, he's on the new one.
He is?
Strength of a Woman, the song. That's him and Teddy.
Oh, all right. Don't get me. I didn't even read the credits.
That's why they say Nas changed the game with Illmatic.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sadiq is probably one of the dopest producers walking the planet.
One of my favorites. Yep.
And he only gets one.
I think
that's like you saying I love TGI and Fridays. How many times have you been last year?
Right.
Then do you really love TGI and Fridays things like that?
Right.
No, you're gonna be a happy hour as much as you.
But it just goes to also show that a lot of our artists that we think have control of their careers, they don't.
I mean, Mary J is, if you really think about it, right? It's almost kind of like naive to think that a person who has that much celebrity hasn't had to sacrifice artistic integrity.
Nah, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, because as she moves up the ladder, she, you know, it has to almost kind of be like, it's not an empowering thing to continue to move through the ranks and meet higher up people who have so much power, but they're like, all right, you're going to do this, or I'm not putting nothing behind it.
True.
That's a crazy concept.
Because in my opinion, I hate Family Affair. I can't stand that song. Everybody loves it. I hate Family Affair. Me and my mother to this day do not. So I cannot stand Family Affair. But that's one of Mary's biggest songs. And I think the label was like, yo, go work with this dude. Go work with Dre.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Did Mary say? And again, like you said,
she might have did.
You hit the nail right on the head. Is that to be that big, you've got to sacrifice something, you know? But that's why I'm just saying, to me, is that if, like I said, if there's cohesion between somebody, we should continually build on that chemistry that we have.
And you feel like you can't do that with anybody else?
No, I'm not saying you can't do it with anybody else, but it's just like, when has somebody ever left their ride or die and went on to do doper things?
Nobody.
When Janet decided to leave Jimmy Jam and
please,
Smooth,
you know,
please.
you know,
Please.
when Guru messing with what was dude Solar, like, you know, when did you ever leave your ride or die?
Are we really gonna accept the artist if they leave somebody and then go to somebody else, and you gonna be like, that's like you sitting there comparing the Brown Sugar and Voodoo?
Well, here's the thing.
It's like, okay, Mary left, you know, Puff, quote unquote, and she went to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. It was like everybody loved it.
But here's the wild part, and I guess this is why I'm not a man out. I hate, what is the name of that song with the video? Beautiful video.
What?
Everything.
Oh, I hate that song.
When
I don't
all
like
Jimmy
it
Jam
either.
and Lewis, Jam and Terry Lewis
would take the stylistic joint and let her sing it.
Like,
that was it.
I mean, we loved that. So when you just said everybody loved the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis stuff.
They did.
And I guess that's why I said I'm not.
Yeah, they loved it. Like,
because, or here's this. The joint on Lemonade. I don't know if y'all heard Lemonade.
Yeah, I have.
But you don't like it?
No. I heard. I mean, he said he didn't like it.
No,
the joint Just Blaze did for Beyonce. The one with Kendrick on it.
Oh, Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom. I said, yo, just put his foot in this.
Yeah.
Come to find out, Beyonce gave him the sample. She found the sample and gave it to him. There's a whole nother discussion over production and how that works.
I'm shocked that
Here's the
she
thing.
found the
Here's the
sample.
thing.
That's bugging me out.
Nobody can ever say, except my man Mills, can say they gave me a sample. Mills and my man Randy. These are the only two people in the history of making beats all these years, because I never wanted to hear that about, I produced that beat for Kill because I brought the record to him and blah, 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 blah. And on the joint I did with Randy, I put co-produced by Rand. Okay. So here's my question. If Beyonce found the record, it's not a lot of chops. If I play you the original, you hear it.
Right.
Why ain't B just produce it? Why ain't B just give it to her studio
She
engineer?
can't
But
do
it's
what
the same
Jeff
thing.
Blaze does, though.
But can't you say the same thing with Diddy too?
I mean,
Yeah, because we all know Diddy
keep
don't
in mind,
do what.
But keep in mind that
Please.
that's the whole hoopla.
Okay.
That Diddy really didn't produce. But what I'm just saying is if I give you the record, especially nowadays when everybody can produce, I find it hard to believe that Beyonce don't know how to use, I ain't saying the machine, but GarageBand. You got 10-year-old kids making beats on GarageBand. You know? So I don't understand now when somebody, I understand when Marley was doing it. I understand when Kane and Biznum was like, yo, we had to bring our records to Queensbridge because SP 1200 was $3,000 and nobody else had one. I get that. I don't get in 2017 you having to bring a record to somebody saying, here, do this. Because everybody got a phone. My next door neighbor was sitting in the car the other day with me like, yo, man, check out this new app I got. I made 8 beats today. Like, you ain't got to take no record nowhere no more.
But we know how that
like,
politics go
if
with B, though.
If we took the same sample, right, and we both made a beat out of it, like, I think yours would be, because you've been doing this so long, and you have a real deep knowledge of it, yours would definitely probably blow mine out of the water. Just on knowledge. So I think if Beyonce takes that to Just Blaze, she's saying, I know you know how to do something with this concept that I can't do.
Okay.
And that's I mean, that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, there's prestige and names too. You know
No,
what
you're
I'm saying?
right.
Like,
You're right. Because that's what I was gonna
like,
say, the name. Because I'm gonna say this. I think everybody, J's, the B's, all of these people have young folk under them that are like trying to be mentored. So somewhere in Beyonce's camp, there's a young songwriter who can write songs. You know,
That's how that see it,
you know,
girl.
there's a young producer running around behind Beyonce somewhere. But like you just said, the name of Just Blaze. Because my thing is, why not give it to the young boy producer that you got? You know what I'm saying? Running behind you.
Like I said, it's a whole nother discussion because you have younger producers who are under these other big
Right.
producers who don't make beats, well, not making a beat, but they just slap the name on it.
Right. Because I remember when Lemonade came on live on HBO and Twitter feed was blowing up, oh, that sounds like Just Blaze. And then Just Blaze chimed in like, yeah, that's me. But it kind of took some of the wear off of it when I found out that Beyonce found a sample. Because to be honest, all us digging producers, all these records are lottery tickets. And it's who can find the winning lottery ticket. You know, who could have found that Shelly Man Come Clean sample that Primo used for J. Rue? That's really all these records are. They're just lottery tickets. So if I buy the lottery ticket and I give it to you, for me, it takes away some of the flair of this person just gave you the record. This is why my man Mills used to dig for Kanye, used to dig with Madlib, and he'd be like, yo, Kill, I got records or whatever. I'm like, nah, I don't want them. Half the fun of me making a beat is me finding the sample. But again, maybe somebody else doesn't mind it, and that's cool because we all got to have our own rules. Like you as an MC, he may be like, yo, I got a dope chorus for you. You may be like, nope, nah, keep that away from me. Like, get that thing away from me. I write my own stuff. Another person may say, and to me, it's no really right or wrong answer. It's whatever rocks for you. Like with me, I don't do reissues. I just don't. My old heads taught me when you digging in a crate, you don't buy no reissue. You keep looking for that original. I don't care if you gotta keep looking for it till the day you die. So you go through here, if you see a reissue, it's yours.
And there's somebody who can never understand that. Like that,
Right.
you know, they'll never understand that. Doesn't mean anybody right or wrong.
Right.
It's
And
just
then I
what
have
it
other
is.
diggers
Like,
who like, if I can't find a record and I see the reissue for $10, I'm buying it.
It's very different. Like I collect, you know, anime, all this different type of stuff, and it's like, yo, yeah, it's new. I go to these conventions and yeah, it's new, but I look at the date. It's like, man, this was packaged in 2005. The original came out in 1987.
Right.
I want the original.
Right.
If you can't give me that, I don't want it.
Right.
Because I want to see. It's like the crackling vinyl. I want to see the pixelation in that. I don't
Right.
want to see all this new re-imaging stuff.
Nah, you're right. Like, I love records that look worn. I want to see records that has writing on it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need it in mint condition. I'll be glad. You know, but again, and that's just me. You know what I mean? And I know other diggers who, like I said, differently. And JR, if you go through here and you see any reissues, they are yours. I don't want them. Get them the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I don't do reissues. But that's how I was raised. A lot of it comes down to how we were raised. You know? A lot of producers are like, I would never sample another producer's drums. That's not how I was raised. When I started making beats in 94, 95, my old heads was like, yo, if that snare's open, I'm taking it. You know? Where somebody else is like, nah, I was raised where you got to go out and get the break beats and got to do this and got to do that. And that's cool.
To buy the break beat vinyl records.
Right, but that's the thing. So it's like, it's all about how you were raised, you know? And these hip-hop rules that may have not got passed down from the Bronx didn't make it all the way to Philly. You know what I mean? Whereas, nah, you can't use that. You got to use this. I didn't know there was a rule. Like, and this is before the internet.
You know,
like
the craziest thing that happened, right? So, you know, I went to
the ski thing.
Yeah. And it was something that Ski said that, like, you know what? Because you've been in the game longer. And you're one of my favorite producers of all time. And he was like, yo, there's no fucking rules. There's no fucking rules. It was like, okay. And he reiterated, it's no fucking rules. So pretty much do what you want to do when you're making music. You know, but at the same time, you still have to have your values in this shit.
Right. But in the no rules part is what's made me make more stuff.
Yeah. Because you don't want to box yourself in.
Right. Because Rock Boys, when that came out, I was like, yo, this is dope. My man's like, yo, you know, that's the Minahan Street Band. That thing came out like 2 years ago. And I'm like, word? We can sample records? This is what I said to myself. We can sample records from 2 years ago? like we could do that? Like, I didn't know. Like, I thought we were supposed to be over, we got to go back 20 years, you know? But if something is dope on Magna Carta, yo, Timbo was sampling Adrian Young records that just came out. I didn't know this, but the record that, what's his name? No ID sample 4444 is a record that recently just came out. I didn't know that. So, Ski is right. There are no rules. And I got sick of it being like, man, why not sample that? Why not sample that? Why not sample that? Because of these make-believe rules that was passed down. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm listening to Savant, I'm going to sample it. But what's the first thing I said before I played it? It's probably going to be too soft for you. You may not like it. Because I'm already getting y'all, I'm already giving you the getting prepared speech of why, you know, I know this is an R&B song. I know it just came out a couple of years ago. But, you know, same thing with J. Cole's Crooked Smile joint. You know, I was listening to like, yo, this is dope, but I know this song. And it was the Jennifer Hudson joint that came out a couple of years ago that had Weebay in the video.
What? That's that?
That's Crooked Smile. Because when I heard it, I was like, yo, I know this song. And like, don't know this song through no records. Like, know this song like it was just on the radio. Know this song.
Wow.
And it's that joint.
Yo, you heard that on that, what was that? What Kendrick album was it? It had that, there's a song called Mama.
Yeah.
And
that's a Layla Hathaway.
That's a Layla Hathaway song, yeah. And I'm, you know, when you go listen to it, you're like, this shit is recent. You know what I mean? Like, this is it's relatively recent. You know what I mean? Like, I think people try to dig for. There's certain people who have that golden age mentality of. I heard Adrian Young say that he only looks for samples from a particular time period. And like, so I think it's something like 60, late 60s, like 70 something. He only looks for records in that area.
Right.
Because there's a particular sound in it that I think was a huge part of what people know as the golden
like another
era.
arm.
Yeah.
Like, I can't cut that arm off. That's part of me. And it's like when some people say, why you still writing, or why you still rhyming, or why you still making beats? Maybe because that's part of me. I'm not looking for any monetary gain.
Right.
Though I would like it, you know, though I would put it up on my website, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I'm still going to do this. From night to dawn. I mean, night to, yeah, that's the dawn.
That's real. You don't got no choice.
Shit, I got carpet tunnels in my hand. I still bang out beats. It hurt like hell. I still bang out beats because this is what I like to do.
It's like people ask, like I'm 30. People ask me why I still play basketball. It's like, you know, I'm starting my first semi-professional. Well, it's my first semi-professional season. This season about to start, and it's like people are like, yeah, but don't you think you like too old? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I do this because I can. And you know what I'm saying, when I can't anymore, that's another story. But as long as I can, I don't have a choice. I'm naturally just gonna do it. No matter what's happening, I'm gonna find a way to play ball and write rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it's going. It's how it's gonna be.
Start it over. So I keep these verses long.
How many bars is it?
It's 16.
That's 16.
Misery loves an audience that'll applaud your failures but not accomplishments. And Lord help you if you're really on some honestness. I'm just admonishing as many won't acknowledge it. Gotta watch these saboteurs though. They'll disguise themselves as bro but really wanna see you fold. Like a bad hand in these bad lands. Everybody's fan till it's time to throw up from jazz. And life's tribulations and many tests of patience. Seeking for a better way to deal with frustrations. Same time trying to remain humble and focused. Peak game on those types you'll always notice. You'll never have your best interests at heart. Praying for your downfall like a thief in the dark. The way to keep that poker face is kinda deemed as an art. So if you don't pay attention, they will rip you apart and it's real.
Dope.
Okay.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
He was killing it.
That's dope. That's dope because I hate this track. So
I ain't surprised. I'm not surprised.
Now, why do you hate this track? What is it? What is it? I'm just trying.
Yo, I don't do it with him no more, yo. Cause when like he let you listen to the track, you be like, yo, this joint is fire. Nah, I don't like it. Nah, it was whack.
This
nah, I ain't
bullshit.
feeling it.
I ain't even. I'm just skipping this.
Yes. What about this track you don't like?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I liked it when I made it because it's all the way tracked out. So I liked it when I made it. But I think, you know, I get caught up in a lot of times what I'm hearing. Like I'm almost like a chameleon, like in that if I'm making boom bap or if I'm listening to boom bap and then I hear something, this isn't boom bap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
So
got you.
it kind of like at this time now, just hearing him spit,
It made you.
it's like, yo, this joint is
gotcha.
dope.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So
Is it because
McDowell's.
is it because of
the
that?
Big Mick. See that shirt? Home of the Big Mick. That's the Big Mac. What is it? They got the golden arches. We got the golden arches. We got the Big Mick.
Yeah, I think about that movie way too much.
Coming to America.
Yes. I think about that movie randomly.
Yeah. Like that's how you know it's a dope movie when you just randomly be thinking of something. But what you gonna say?
I was gonna say, is it because of the like? It's almost reggae infused. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
even like these guitars right here. Like so when I made it, it's like yo, I like it because this is not boom bap. But then if I've been listening to boom bap, now if I've been listening to your solo all week, I'd probably be championing this beat right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I made it to be different because I'm like I don't want it to all be the same, which is dope when people pick it because I'm always shocked when people pick these beats. Like when you said you wanted this, I was like, we talking about the same beats. You know what I mean? So that's dope. But I mean maybe it's like I don't know if you write a rhyme and you may think it's not good or something, or
I think because I listen to a lot of reggae, like I like it resonates with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I like just the feel of it.
yeah, I got something reggae in here.
It's real.
It's old. And there's so much stuff that I don't even play people or send people. Yes, ma'am.
You need a much bigger studio.
I do. I do. But you know what?
But
We're blessed for the space we have.
because some people don't have a
Because some people don't have their own rooms. You know how many people come over here and be like, God, I wish I had a room that I could just, that's my own. You know, so trust me, I wish I did have a bigger studio. But we got to be thankful for what we got.
This a joint for the album too?
Nah, I don't think I ever played this one.
Oh.
But nah, I did.
The funny thing is, I don't know if you remember, like last week on Twitter, somebody was like, people was coming at this dude because I played a beat and this dude said this sounded dated.
Oh yeah, I was pissed.
That's this beat.
Yeah.
That was this beat. And
And the funny thing is like, and I appreciate all the love. Cause mad niggas was like, yo, and I was like, yo, it's all good. Like, yo, I like the criticism. You know what I mean? Because again, that started, I'm doing a show on, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Something sounds dated. Like, if you saying this, because I take it as a compliment, because I'm trying to make old music. So while other people was like coming to defend me, I'm like, yo, it's all good. Like, yo, I like I don't want everybody to be like, yo, that's true. Is dope. You know, I want that. And he explained why. My only thing is, you could diss my stuff, but just say what you don't like about it. And dude said it. He was like, it sounds dated. So to me, I took it as a compliment because I'm trying to make old music. So
that's a good way to take it.
But I think the beat is dope. You know what I mean? Trust me, if this said produced by Primo and Royce was spitting on this,
he would have liked it.
Niggas would be jumping off the roof right
That's
now.
why I was like, I felt like that. I don't know if I'd have take it when he said it. That's why I was like, I don't know. Because if it would have been somebody else.
Said that, I mean, I wasn't like, I was just like, oh, well, that's just like, you're not a person of that particular mind. You're not in that, like, so of course you don't think that. Like, you have different. You have a different understanding of what good rap music is. That's, you know what I'm saying? People.
Because it's funny, but it was funny. It felt good to get knocked off because you talk about a beat I like. I love this beat. You know, so it was like a little knock off my high horse when dude was like, it sounded dated. But I mean, like I said, it's all good. Because I thought, when I made this, I was like, you see, I named this Cyte Countdown. Like, it's already made. But I'm used to that because it's stuff that I love that most people don't like. So it was like, yeah, that's about right. Somebody don't like this.
I wrote something in this.
You did?
Yeah.
God, I didn't even know I sent this to you, man.
You sent me something.
It's your girl Gladys. I don't know what track. I got it written down somewhere. Huh?
Giving up his heart.
Giving up his heart to do. There you go.
See, I ain't as good as my mom yet catching a sample. I ain't good. I ain't that great yet. But like it, did you?
No.
Of course not.
Of
course not. I doubt. That's why I think you don't like
Send that
it.
to me so I can like work on it.
Alright.
Like, you know, on the beat.
Yeah, because all I did, that's why all that something is
You
just
don't
that.
like it. And we all up in here nodding like we feeling it, and he like,
Right there.
That's it. That's kind of shit up my alley.
yes.
That's why it keeps going right back to the beginning. I ain't even build it out. I played you this one, right?
I'm not sure. You might. Nah, I think you did play me this one. Even something like that, that's only you have to have a certain like memory of a time when people hit rewind button.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people in the world who really don't have no concept of rewind.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
He liked it. He
Yes,
already
yo. As
listened
soon
to
as I get into it, but he ain't finished the beat, so that's why.
Yeah,
But it's
ain't
all
nothing
good. He ain't do nothing there. Yeah.
Everything all orange.
So that means what's okay? So what's this?
That's just one sequence. So that's all it is. Just the loop.
And that's all this.
Yeah, like all this is just kick, snare, hi-hat, and then over here are the samples. Like there's a whole nother part of the samples that I didn't even chop up yet.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't even do it.
Cause I be looking at that and I don't know what the heck is me.
Well, I'm gonna hold you now that I'm playing that. Now I like that. But I just ain't. And then keep in mind, bro, I'm coming in here at 3:20 in the morning, half the time to make beats.
Right,
So
I got you.
I may start it because if I saved it, I like it.
Right.
Because there's a ton of beats I don't even save, but I just never came back to it. And then, because my memory is bad, if I don't change the colors, then I know I ain't really like it. So like that's all orange, so I ain't like that. Whereas this joint. Colorful, so that means I like it. See, I built it out in different sequence. Okay. See, I named this Cyte Just Blaze because I was like, if Just Blaze made this beat, niggas would be jumping off the roof.
That's true. It fits very rockish too. I mean, this stuff nice. See, now I like this. Your head ain't bobbing. See what I mean? I'm trying to get in.
That's what I mean. Like, now I built this out 50 different ways. And you sit there looking at your phone and the beat that I don't do nothing with. Look at that. Like
Yeah, I like that.
the stuff I love.
Got into it.
Yeah, the stuff that I love is the stuff that
shit was crazy.
I love this, man. Especially at DOC. Yo, I think that's one of the dopest intros ever. When that nigga was like, yeah, man. That dude was crazy. All right, so what you want to work on first, man?
Oh, this is one I wrote to.
You wrote to this? Mm-hmm. Word?
I think so. I think so. If this is what I think it is.
I would have sent this because I hate this.
I wrote this.
Oh, you know I like this. Oh yeah.
You want to start with this one then?
Yeah. That's actually the one I was going to tell you. of our own. Yeah. This is what they got me feeling like. Yo, y'all got me zoning, honing my microphone and like lyrical moaning. The tracks what I'm boning. I make love, these dudes make their own and they rap it. I can see they mouths all foaming. I treat them like old yellow, the lyrical gold fella. Sorta like C3PO, cause my flow take me to galaxies you can't go. Learning from Yoda the things you shan't know. Yeah, he talk tough, but the boy can't flow. Brian Bosworth, but the boy ain't Bo. I run him over, have his feelings sitting real low. Supposed to show and prove, but his skills can't show. His words can't prove, put my shit up in the Louvre. I move the crowd whenever my mouth move. Cyte on the vocals, kill up on the groove. Any doubt you ever had, I'm willing to remove.
So what we naming this joint, Vic?
That's gonna be called Bipolarity.
Stop.
One person inside the room. I guess nobody knew there was two in my mother's womb. One thinking about happiness, the other thinking doom. One thinking about life and one thinking about a tune. It's bipolarity, playing to the extremes, but laughter turns into screams, trying to play for two different teams. Self-sabotage, is it a mirage or an ego massage? Throwing punches at each other, which one should I tell to die? Duck your head, homie, duck your head. What happens when society can fuck your head? Tell you to tuck your head, tell you that something's wrong. No matter where you go, they got you thinking that you don't belong. Like King Kong in Times Square. What if the people stare? What if the people glare? What if you didn't care? Into antidepressants and get you all fucking pleasant. People peel popping, could give a fuck what they really copping. Just keep them higher than the clouds in the distance. And sometimes I know we all need assistance. To say your head's fuck this and outright lie. These pharmaceutical companies sucking the people dry. There is no pill for life's ups and downs. There is no map for life's bumpy grounds. Paint a smile on your face like all them other clowns. Put a lie in your ear no matter how good it sounds. The pain stays for days when the time decays. When you stop all delays so your vibes can raise. Nobody's perfect and it isn't nothing wrong with you in life. Not everybody wants to sing a song with you, but keep singing no matter what this world keep bringing. Your life is no mistake. See balance and control for your mind and your body. Don't forget about the soul. Don't forget about the soul, y'all.
Yo, I like that, man. I like that part, what you said. In life, everybody don't want to sing a song with you.
It's just the truth, man. Like I think that I think I wrote that because that was something that I had a hard time dealing with. Like, you know, like when you think you do something like at a quality level, you expect people to fuck with you,
right?
And then it's just like when they don't, you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, am I, you know, am I messed up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it me?
You start to question
You know what I'm saying?
yourself.
You question yourself. So it's like, you know, not everybody want to sing a song with you, but you gotta still sing. You know what I mean? Like,
and see, that's those are the things that so many, and that's why I rock with you, because so many young cats especially don't get it. That you, when I'm listening to a song, I'm always listening for a quotable. And that's coming up in the 90s with The Source.
Yeah.
You knowing that quotable of the month every month. And wanting to hear something in a song where there's a quotable. Like, just something. I don't need you to give me a whole 16. I just need there to be a nugget in there somewhere for me to hear something. So just listening to that, I'm like, but everybody don't want to sing a song with you.
that's just the truth.
You know what I mean? And like when me and Cash did Carnivores, it was the same thing. He said something like, I ain't marching unless we marching to the gun store. You know what I mean? And that stays with me all the time. The more and more I see this stuff go on in the world, that's what I want to make. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make music. I want to make soundtracks.
Yeah.
I want to make something that when you're going through something, you put that on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and every time something goes wrong, somebody gets killed by a cop, something, I just say, I ain't marching unless we marching to the gun store.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not quoting Jay. I'm not quoting Nas. I'm not quoting Pharaoh. I'm quoting my nigga from South Central. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the same thing when you said that line, like, yo, everybody don't want to sing a song with you. Like, that's so relevant in life because you have so many, and you know me because I work with teens. You got so many people who, just like you said, are questioning what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Why don't people rock with me? Whether you 10, whether you 50. Why don't I have friends? Why don't this person want to get with me? Why don't that? Same thing I'm teaching her. Everybody ain't gonna want to rock with you, and that's okay. But we gotta be okay with that. So
that's
definitely
the truth,
respect
man.
on that line because
I gotta say it because it's like I figure if people can spend the time that they do, just kind of throwing words together, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I would every song, and maybe not every song, but most songs that I write, I want to try to uplift the person. You know what I mean? Like, it's not everybody's going to hear it. Like, somebody will be like, somebody might turn it off and be like, oh, I'm this boring.
Right.
But for the person who is fucking with it enough to listen all the way through, I want to try to tell you something from my highest perspective.
Right.
Like, I want to try to tell you something that might pick you up out of a place. You know what I mean? Because that's we all know songs that do that to us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like Earth, Wind, and Fire, Devotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that song is like is a theme song of mine.
Right.
You know, it's one of them things I turn on. And it's like, and it gets me recalibrated. It's like, this is this kind of shit. You about this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because some days, you know how it is. Like, you wake up. Sometimes you be like, man, who the fuck am I again?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's weird.
Or I gotta play so many different parts.
Yeah,
I'm a husband. I'm a father.
You get so caught up in the roles that you're
right.
like, wait a second. So let me slow this down. What are you really, really, really about? And then, you know, there's certain songs that trigger it. You know what I'm saying? Because other people was feeling that same sensation, and you know, it's. I think that's the highest level of music.
Right.
The music that can affect a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even on a physical level, but like on an emotional and a spiritual level.
And you know the funny thing you said, just when you said physical, because I think what we're so worried about now is the physical. So what I hear people say all the time is, oh, that's my workout music. That's my workout music.
Yeah,
or I listen to Future to work out. I listen to, to work out, which is cool. You gotta take care of that, but we're not taking care of the mental.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, we're so focused on being in shape and everything like that, but we're not focusing on what we got to do to become better people. Because you can have a six-pack and have a perfect body or whatever like that, but at the end of the day, if you still a person inside, you know, what's the point? But that's what so many people lean on. They lean on, I'm a messed up person inside, so this is how I'm going to get the shorties to mess with me. I'm going to get up in the gym. You know what I mean? I'm going to get up in the gym. Like, that's what I'm going to post on Facebook and everything, but you're not.
They don't know who
you're
I
not,
actually
Right. But you're not focusing on, which is fine. Do that. But at the same time, make yourself a better person, too. So the same way how people say, I got my gym music, you also got to have, you're making yourself, like you said, how devotion recalibrates you. Yeah. Like, the same way we got our gym workout music, we need that recalibration music to be able to get our minds right, get our minds back on track for what we got to do.
It's about the balance, and that's why I was saying that's what my last line was. I said, you know, your life is no mistake. Seek balance and control for your mind and your body. Don't forget about the soul. Like, don't forget also about the fact that, like, you are I don't know, like, I don't know how to really ever explain it without being like deep about it, but it's kind of like you are like, I always feel like people are spiritual beings. People who have some understanding of the spiritual parts of life, it shows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think the spiritual part is important because that's the part that links you with people.
Right.
Because then you start to, you're not just looking at a person and be like, oh, well, that's that dude and this. You know, some days I can kind of get my brain to this point where I can see what's at the core of a person and understand that what's in the core of them is inside of me. Right. You know what I'm saying? but without that, you know, there's people who are so far flung from that. Like they're murderers. You know what I'm saying? Like a murderous person is not thinking no kind of shit like that. They're thinking, oh, this somebody's trying to hurt me. I'm gonna hurt people. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's about that balance. You know, it's not purely physical. But it's hard for us. People are extremists. You know what I'm saying? Like we start doing one thing and then we become very much about that thing and we neglect other aspects. And that's, you know, it's just balance in life is one of the hardest things that I ever, you know what I'm saying? Even just as like a father and a husband and like a working man and a semi-pro basketball player and a rapper, and, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things, all those identities, without balance, they suffer.
Right. And then you're not good at something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes that time to be able to find that balance. It takes years for some people. You know what I'm saying?
Some days.
And then you're trying to get that balance without having other people around you to maybe help school you on what the balance is. You know, so, but that's definitely a dope line. And that's what's missing in so much of the hip-hop that I hear. Like, you can have bars, you can have all that, and that's dope. But I want to walk away with a nugget. Just one. Like, every time I try to post something that I produce for somebody, I always want to start whatever I write about that person with a quote from that rhyme, you know, that stands out. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I'm not going to hold you, it's hard to find.
It's hard because,
you know, and not more so the people who I rock with, but just in general. In general, if I'm listening to an album, it's hard to really walk away with, you know, a nugget. You know, like with Jay's album with the 444, I walk away with a lot of nuggets from the OJ joint. But taking that off, there's not too many things that I could walk away with a quote that I'm like that quote stuck with me like that.
There's only one, and that's funny you said that, because I was thinking about this. There was one that I was thinking about the other day. I forget what song it was, but he said, you set your price on niggas and live your life, my nigga. Like, like that stuck with me because, once again, from a personal standpoint, it's kind of like, okay, he's giving you kind of like, that is how you kind of have to, like, if you're trying to live a particular type of life, you know what I'm saying, you have to eventually see that, like, you can't be I think a lot of artists are somewhat afraid of money because they've seen how it corrupts people. So they're like, all right, I don't know. But Jay's like, look, if you set your price and you live your life, you know what I mean? Because the opposite is you're just gonna be broke forever. Like, so it's, for me personally in my life, it's kind of like I felt like he said that for people who are in similar spaces to where I'm at right now, who are trying to figure out, okay, how do I get like financial freedom or something? Because that's, you know, that's what the only other alternative is you drop off the grid somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
I feel you, but that's definitely a dope line.
But I'm glad I got some hip hop quotables. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah! All right, let's put that piece in the beginning, and if any ad libs, then we good.
Cool.